Josh now has a pretty good lead on Saquon for MVP, followed by Lamar, Goff, and Mahomes is way far back there now. Did Josh lock up the MVP last night?
Not to me. And if he did, then it is just a quarterback-only award. And listen, everybody knows that I'm a Bills guy.
Yeah.
Everybody, like we all have our.
Also an Eagles guy.
I know.
So
well, listen, I thought about that. We all kind of have a triumvirate of teams. I wrote this down because I thought I might say it. Brew's got the Packers, the Ravens, and the Jets.
The Eagles.
No, the Jets. The Wilds has the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Niners.
Yeah.
Greg has the Lions, the Texans, and the Vikings, and I have the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Eagles. It all seems to feel
the Bears and the Cowboys.
Well, the Bears.
I would
wasn't
say
including
Chiefs, Bears,
yeah, that's
Cowboys.
Okay, you have that's fine. I mean, we're gonna. No, I mean they're just my teams. But if you don't want to take my word for it, I mean Buffalo Bills social media today put something out that really verified me as the Bills guy. Can we play it, Dust, please?
Yeah, big time.
Please.
The New York Jets, their roster on paper is nasty.
The entire media was so sick of me being the only person right about them the last 4 years. They've now gone in the other direction, and now they're too far down on the Bills. So there it is. There's the AFC East. Yeah, I mean,
that's from Bills?
That's from at Buffalo Bills. So listen, that's their version of suing for peace. I'll send an emissary to discuss. So it does pain me to say it, but right now Saquon's the league MVP. And it's the reason I'm arguing that is Josh has been phenomenal. And yes, everyone understands you take Josh Allen off the Bills, they're terrible. But that's the case with every awesome quarterback every year. If you replace that guy with Mitch Trubisky, the team falls apart. It's never going to, the value part of MVP is never going to work for anyone other than a quarterback. I get it. But Josh statistically is just having a nice year. And Saquon statistically is on pace to have one of the 2 or 3 greatest running back seasons ever.
He's still on pace to
break the Dickerson's record and on pace to come just shy of the all-time yardage record in the season. And the touchdowns, I put a little asterisk on because Jalen vultures them all in the tush push. And so I think the Bills have been awesome. I think Josh has been awesome. To me, the MVP has been Saquon.
I'm with Nick in that there's no way he locked it up. We got 5 games left, and you see not just the odds, but the 5 games ago, Lamar was a lock.
Yeah.
Wasn't Saquon favorite going into yesterday?
No.
I thought he was he wasn't. Okay.
He's never been number 1.
He was number 1 on my ballot, but a lot of people also had
that didn't move the line as much as we thought it had for his ballot.
So there's still too much football left to be. Now they do have a light schedule. They got Detroit is the only really good team. They got the Rams too, I think. Yeah. But that could help him because he should play well. They go Rams, Detroit,
Patriots, Jets, Patriots for the Bills.
So they got some easy games. Yeah. But, and I will say this, because I said it last week, I had Saquon number 1. I do think Josh is number 1 right now. Wow. I got Josh 1, Saquon 2. We'll do Bruce ballot at some point later this week. And I say it because of this. You're right, Nick, that his numbers are not eye-popping. And if he were to, let's say it ended now and he won it, years from now, people would look at it and say, wow, his numbers weren't that spectacular. They weren't close to the best quarterback numbers in the league. But when you watch their games, that's where it's like, this dude's the MVP. Yes. He is the guy. So I feel like he should be ahead of Saquon right now, but it is definitely not over.
Yeah, I have Josh Allen as the front runner right now. He definitely hasn't locked it up. I'm with you guys in lockstep there. If Saquon breaks the record and all that, and they end up being a 1 or a 2 seed, then I think this is Saquon's. There's no way you can not. If it's not a quarterback award,
it's just going to feel like it'll then be used against running backs in the future. Well, if Saquon breaks the record and they're the 1 or the 2 seed and they don't get it, then 3 years from now when running backs have an awesome year, you know what people will be like? Well, Saquon, if Saquon couldn't win it, how can he win it?
Yeah, for sure. So, but for me, to your point, and I think you're spot on. When you watch the Buffalo Bills play, and you see Josh Allen, he is the only player, in my opinion, right now, that gives you this Mahomesian vibe.
I'm going to one other guy.
He can legitimately just win a game. Like, and you, to your point of being a superhero and superhuman, like that's Josh Allen. And he's not doing it in a sense of how he's done it in the past. Right. Like, it's not reckless. He's not careless with the football any longer. Like, it's subtle, but he's there. And he's the one player in the National Football League right now that I feel like going into every game, he's a threat. He's the number one threat, even over your guy Mahomes right now.
Even over your guy Mahomes. Yes, you don't have to be so afraid to say it, Greg Jennings. Say it with your chest out. I already said it hours ago, weeks ago, months ago. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. Let me say it again. I'm going to say it really softly. I'm going to get close to the mic. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not Mahomesian. He's doing what Josh Allen does. He is the only quarterback in the NFL that can do what Josh Allen can. That's the difference. Josh Allen can do everything that any other quarterback can do in the NFL. But no other quarterback can do everything that Josh Allen can do. That is the difference. That is the difference. He is an absolute monster, a beast, an alien, just pure insanity. There's no denying it, what he can do. He played better in a snowstorm than the vast majority of quarterbacks in regular conditions. Do you know how insane that is? I don't think people really and Collinsworth, to his credit, tried to keep saying, guys, these conditions are crazier than you realize. This is a crazier game than you realize. It is more slippery. It's just more absurd. He goes, yeah, we've all played in snow before and stuff like this. This is different. This is just crazy. He was trying his best to highlight it. And now you see Josh Allen just barrel through people like he's Derrick Henry. He's the quarterback. You see him making beautiful throws. Like, it's just unreal. He's then getting the ball back and diving in at the pylon. Like, you just don't see quarterbacks do that. When you're watching, because since we're talking about this and you're mentioning Patrick Mahomes, people say, oh, you bring up Patrick Mahomes. They bring up Patrick Mahomes. Everyone brings up Patrick Mahomes. You would not see Patrick Mahomes do what Josh Allen did last night. You're just not. Josh Allen is bigger, stronger, faster. That's it. It's that simple. The only other quarterback who could give a semblance of that performance would be Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson still can't throw and manage a game like Josh Allen can do. I mean, that game was just ridiculous. 13 for 17 at 4 incompletions, 148 yards, 8.7 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, a 141 rating. He had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. Again, the numbers don't even really add up because the way how it has to be kind of scored is kind of crazy because of obviously the Amari Cooper play. But they were 38 carries for 220 rushing, 6 for 12 on third down, 372 total yards, 4 for 4 in the red zone, 0 turnovers. And like I highlighted previously, like this was also a masterclass of Joe Brady, man. This is why I ripped coaching when the Bills lost against the Bengals in the snowstorm, or why I still defended it, because people wanted to say, oh, Josh Allen played bad in that snowstorm game against the Bengals. He's not good. He's not that good. It's like they had no game plan. They had no game plan in that game. This game, snowstorm, Joe Brady knew what the heck he was doing. That's the difference. It's almost like coaching matters. Oh my gosh. I know. Shocking. Stop the presses. Why are people so afraid to admit that Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL? I don't understand. And that's why I'm not even tackling this whole MVP conversation, because it's nonsense to me. It doesn't even matter. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. Because I know all Buffalo Bills fans are going to say Josh Allen, and all Philadelphia Eagles fans are going to say, Saquon Barkley. Chiefs fans are going to say it's Mahomes. Ravens fans are going to say it's Lamar. And it is. The quarterback is always going to have priority for the MVP. And that is a part of the problem. Because you could it actually makes it like pretty impossible to actually try to calculate it. Because it's different positions like that. MVP makes a lot more sense in like basketball. Maybe baseball, but even baseball is tough. You got people who are winning MVPs and they don't even play the field. They only bat, and then it's like, well, yeah, they're batting and they're batting good, but like they're not in the field. So it all becomes hard to like, how do you calculate it? How do you compare a running back and a quarterback? And that's why they're both deserving. They are absolutely both deserving to be an MVP. It's undeniable. You could be the biggest Josh Allen fan, you have to admit that. And you could be the biggest Saquon Barkley fan, you have to admit that. You know, in terms of the opposing of who should get MVP. And that's why I'm like, I'm not even really interested in it at this moment. Maybe when more games happen, like, yeah, we could talk about it. And I'm sure I will make content about it. But like at this point, like, I just don't even care. And that's why when someone says, oh, you know who's a better quarterback, Lamar Jackson, he's got 2 MVPs. How many MVPs does Josh Allen have? My answer is, I don't care. I don't care about awards that are voted on by random people. We know how absurd the media is. And now we're valuing their opinion in terms of voting? What? I don't care about that. They're not the gatekeepers of greatness. So I don't care about Pro Bowl Pro Bowl nods. All of that stuff is just based off of farts and wishes and sunshine, man. It means nothing to me. Nothing to me. So if Josh Allen gets an MVP, that means he's great. And if he doesn't, means he's not? Sure. Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. But the one thing that we should all be able to agree on is that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. And he has been since last year. He is an absolute monster. And this was a complete game from the Bills, both offensively and defensively. Again, Josh Allen gets the majority of the credit because he's the quarterback. That's the problem with this conversation. But obviously, Cook, Mac Hollins, Amari Cooper, the defense, just name any names you want on the defense, they all stepped up. The coaching staff, Sean McDermott, Joe Brady. That's what I'm saying. This was a complete win. This was a complete win. This was a great way to finish up the week. I know Monday is, but I always see Sunday pretty much as that, because it's like, it feels like it's the end of the weekend, and it's a late night game, and then I gotta do stuff on Monday. So this was like a great way to wrap that all up. Honestly, it really was, and it was cool. It was the snow, the energy. The whole time I'm watching that game, I'm just like, please don't get hurt. Please no one get hurt. And unfortunately, Christian McCaffrey got hurt, which is definitely a bummer. You hate to see that. I knew as soon as he went down that it was going to be something legit. But all in all, it's still funny to me to see people try to debate how great Josh Allen is. And it's just, there's just really no debate. There's really not. There's just no debate. And at this point, I find it funny to watch people have, to have these debates. And it's actually, I should go back. Maybe I'll do that one day. Go back and watch my Josh Allen videos from the summer, where I kept saying that Josh Allen's the best quarterback, this, that, and I kept going on. And throughout the season, we just keep seeing evidence. But people want to call, what about against the Texans? What about the Ravens? What about that playoff game that he lost years ago? It's like, okay, if those are your arguments, then you probably don't have a good argument. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills? Who you got as the MVP? Does it even matter at this point? And what do you think about the win, 35-10, and Josh Allen's play and just the Bills as a whole? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.